The first ever vaccine for a parasitic disease. With the world still trying to overcome the coronavirus pandemic, this year, 2020 to 21, has been a year of science. World Health Organization Chief Tedros Adhonam Ghebreyesus stated that the new vaccine against malaria will, and I quote, change the course of public health history. Namaste and welcome to Know This. I'm your host Priyanka Deo. Here's what you need to know. Malaria kills about 500,000 people every single year, with over half of that number being children in Africa under the age of 5. The vaccine is anticipated to be used across sub-Saharan Africa and regions with high malaria transmission. Experts estimate that the vaccine will save tens of thousands of children's lives every single year. According to government data, although reported malaria cases declined from 2018 to 19, India still represents 3% of the world's overall malaria burden. According to WMR, in 2019, India had the highest malaria burden of any country in the Southeast Asia region. Most malaria cases in India lie in the central and eastern parts of the country and from states which have large hilly terrains, forest and tribal areas. This includes Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Tripura, Meghalaya and Mizoram. The new vaccine against malaria, called Mosquirix, successfully completed its trial runs in Ghana, Kenya and Malawi. The World Health Organization endorsed the vaccine earlier this week. I quote, "To have a malaria vaccine that's safe, moderately effective, and ready for distribution is a historic event." This is said by Dr. Pedro Alonso, who is the director of WHO's Global Malaria Program. Mosquirix has proved to prevent 30% of severe cases of malaria. The best part is, the vaccine is not just a positive step for malaria, it's the first ever vaccine developed to fight against a human parasite. This is a scientific milestone because parasites are more complicated than viruses or bacteria. The malaria parasite in particular is especially dangerous because it can affect the same person over and over again. In some parts of sub-Saharan Africa, children have an average of 6 malaria episodes per year. And even though malaria may not be fatal, repeated episodes can permanently weaken the immune system, which leaves the person vulnerable to other pathogens. In fact, search for a malaria vaccine has been on for at least a century. Multiple vaccine candidates have never made it past clinical trials. The best treatment for malaria before this vaccine was bed nets, which cut malaria deaths in children under 5 by about 20%. The Mosquirix vaccine, created by GlaxoSmithKline, even though it has moderate efficacy, is at present the best bet to fight malaria. Over 2.3 million doses were administered to over 800,000 children in Kenya, Ghana and Malawi. According to Dr. Mary Hamill, the head of WHO's Malaria Vaccine Implementation Program, Mosquirix administration increased the percentage of children protected against malaria in some way to over 90%. Mosquirix requires 4 doses, with the first dose able to be administered when a baby is just 6 weeks old. The vaccine stimulates antibodies against the malaria parasites in the bloodstream via mosquito bites. The antibodies fight the malaria parasites in the blood, which are traveling to the liver where they can mature and multiply. In simple terms, the vaccine prevents the ability of the malaria parasites to mature and multiply in the liver, which can cause disease. So what's next? Well, Global Vaccine Alliance Gavi needs to determine whether the vaccine is a good investment. If Gavi's board approves a vaccine, it will purchase the vaccine for countries that request it. It's important to keep in mind that Gavi may not approve the vaccine due to its moderate efficacy. It's also important to keep in mind that even if Gavi does approve the vaccine, it could take 1 year before nations that request the vaccine are able to administer it. Another problem could potentially be delays with production and supply, similar to what happened with COVID-19. Speaking of which, the world is still in the ongoing fight against the coronavirus pandemic. This could further divert resources and attention from the malaria vaccine as well. Thanks for watching Know This. Be sure to like and share this video and leave your comments below. I'll see you next time. Until then, this is Priyanka Deo signing off. Namaste.